Hello and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Order, order, order! Saying the investigation really was corrupted? Yeah. Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place on the day of the murder. Police Department and the Prosecutor's Office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story, there's a lie. I'm not lying. Man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's. There have been one? Yeah, I think we've seen another broken knife. The witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw. It can't just be explained away by a simple observational error. Mr. Wright. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume, then, that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. Okay. So I can't show this one. I have to show the picture. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of a award ceremony. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. That's a broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award. Order, order, order! Neil Marshall was awarded the King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. Okay. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors' War's knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, the man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Ooh. The prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait, I remember now. I remember everything. Really? Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again, please? His list? The one with the picture scribbled on the back. I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. Oh no, not this music. This time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside of me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you recalled, Miss Guy? Yes, Your Honor. First the knife mix-up, and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Emma's recollection. I saw that man raise his knife. I panicked, rushed towards the both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. Chief of Detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now bring its cross-examination. Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. You can't do this. You've already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come up this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. Seems we're finally getting to the core of the matter. Emma's recollection. I saw that man raise his knife. When you say that man, I assume you refer to Joe Dark. Yes, at least I think it was him. You think? All I could really see were shadows. Power outage that immediately preceded the incident. It's also documented in the prosecutor's office reports. So then you... panic, rush towards the both of them. How would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. Seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. He just theorized. Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. That Dark guy knocked me down. All I could think of was, I gotta help the other person. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. What do you mean you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it was all kind of a blur. This guy was almost killed before she was a witness to a murder that was about to take place. So much happening in a matter of seconds. A little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. Knew I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then what happened next? Just then there was another flash of lightning. That's when I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this? Of course, see? Even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of detective who thought up this hideous beast. That was just this year. Blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. It's all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. I had this nagging feeling I'd seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remember. Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw a shadow. His shadow? You mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. He had these 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. Witness must be mistaken. That may very well be. But what's important is it caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh? I suppose you have an explanation? Then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when the lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger, really? I think I might know. Blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright? In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it the witness saw in that instant? Will you show this mysterious blue badger look-alike? Let's see. I present the jar. Mysterious blue badger was in fact this. But that's... what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we change our viewpoint? Our viewpoint. Gotta show them. Correct angle to look at this. This isn't right. Gotta make it look more like the badger. Allow me to remind the defense of the case which hinges on the witness's drawing. Can make the shape the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. Vertically more? Horizontally? Come on, Miss Wright, you can do it. Okay, this is really annoying. There we go. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar's resemblance to the blue badger. Take it away. No! Can't be! Order, order! The defense has proven his claim. Serious blue badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this. Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then. Please tell us. Well, it's different now that we know the witness saw this jar. Yeah, it's the weapon. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? Location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on a shelf on the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. Witness testified so herself. Yes, and it's these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room, Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murder moved the victim's body? From Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would you do that? There's no reason. Exactly. There wasn't a reason. He wouldn't have gone through the trouble. Only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? Finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. Said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. Next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, may I draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! Suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Well, spear, but sure. Yes. Since the man who was knocked in the arm was carrying a broken knife, he would have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless... I don't know if I can go through with this. Ugh. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? The events took place as the defense theorizes, and the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Skye knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall, yep. Hit from the back. I'm sorry. You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? I'm sorry. No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life, and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. Objection. What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Skye, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have to find proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, certainly it would be difficult to prove with this evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. Certainly can't get dead people to testify. Not yet. This has to be all a wild goose chase from the beginning. Touche, Miss Skye. Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility. I mean, there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. One manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Such a message exists. Gotta think back to the court record. Real murderer's name on the victim may have left behind. I believe... yeah, it's in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Skye. It was technically self-defense. Manslaughter at best, but, you know, circumstances are kind of in her favor. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us on the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Well, it's a thing that we've been seeing all over the place. It's been covered in blood. Message left by the deceased. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he gonna just speak the killer's name? That thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. Message was left here, on the surface of the jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, there's some reason, the blood on some of the fragments is not wiped away. Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood. So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments of life left in him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have seeped in the jar when the lines changed direction. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points. And the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Message in a bottle, obviously. Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal the answer. Gotta connect these dots to make the letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given the circumstances. Murderer's name. When we come back, we connect the dots. Have a good one, folks.